Salina, Taqi, welcome to Pivot.
Hello, salams. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, but funny story. So we met yesterday at around 10:30 p.m. or 10 p.m. at somebody's house, and it's quite hilarious that we're sitting here 12 hours later almost.
But I was thinking about that this morning. So the table that we were around, they were all healers.
They
So
were
we
all
kinda
in the
are-
realm of this,
So
definitely.
We kind of like our vibration, our energy attracted each other.
It was definitely meant to be. Yeah, I think at least 5 out of the 6 people sitting at that table were in this field, let's put it that way. So, speaking of the field, you are a yoga teacher. I mean, that's putting it simply, but I'll let you explain that. You are into spinal energetics. And I think you generally call yourself sort of a energy healer, and you're a Reiki master. So there's a lot. I think you're kind of ticking your boxes through the entire. Like, what else can I do? I'm on to my next thing. So why don't you just tell me a little bit about your background, because it's really interesting.
All right. So I got into yoga at a time when things weren't just working out. So I studied economics and math in college, graduated with like a 3.8 GPA. Always been a bit of a nerd. And I just got into it because that was just what I was good at.
Yeah.
And so it just came naturally. And then I found myself in Singapore waiting for my transfer. I was at that time working for an investment bank, and I was waiting for myself to relocate to Singapore, and I was waiting for my transfer. Went through rounds of interviews, and I was rejected. And
Are you not used to that? At the time, it sounds like you probably weren't used to that.
When your sense of self is so pegged against a doing and a brand, right? So I had kind of branded myself as, ooh, I'm the investment banker. I'm earning so much.
I'm the smart one.
I'm the smart one. I may even start cheering. There's so much I that I felt like it was as though God was like, arrête maintenant. That's it. This is it. This is done. And that's when I was really highly overwhelmed, and I've got a very intense personality. And my mom was like, she just in passing was like, Salina, just go to a yoga session. Like, get off me, right?
Just go calm down. Go do some yoga.
Because I'm a very intense person. And one session, and it started with restorative yoga. So restorative yoga is where you lay in certain positions where there's complete safety in the body. So you're using props, and you just lay in poses for between 5 to 7 minutes. So it's like really...
Is that like yin?
It's yin, but
yin.
It's like even more. So even yin has different parameters. It is the yinest yin.
Okay.
So like you literally
I've never done yin just
my
because
God.
I can't imagine. I don't want to sit in sort of a position for like 7 minutes.
And it's so interesting. It is when I slowed down that I really understood me. I felt the distinction between my physical body, my emotional body, my mental body. It was like almost as though, I could literally sense that they were all part of me, but not like it was just out there like a projection.
Yes.
And it just started this deep relationship with myself. And I remember I was in Shavasana. It's this last pose where you're lying down. And it's literally Shavasana means mortal pose. Like from earth we come to earth we go. Yoga is very deep. Like it's not just physical asanas. It's on such
yoga.
an emotional, like a deep level, right? And I just remember just lying down there and just tears coming down my eyes, and just having this realization that I am not this doing. I'm a human being. It was on such a deep level, and that was it. One class led to several classes. In
The door was
Singapore.
opened.
The door just cracked open. And then I started getting more interviews, and it just was secondary. Like it just didn't matter anymore. And when your sense of your self-worth is so tied to your net worth, and then that just starts dissolving. So that was my first pivot.
We already got there and I didn't even have to ask you. I love it.
So that was my first pivot, going from economics and math, investment banking to yoga.
But your story isn't too uncommon. I feel like I've come across quite a few women who have been in the corporate world for a really long time and their soul is quite sad. And then when they realize it, they end up going this way. But I think you've done it in quite a intense way. It's not just, I was in corporate, now I'm sort of woo-woo and spiritual, but like this is a lot more, this is a lot deeper.
I'll tell you one more thing. The word woo-woo, it's cute and all, but it's all a research science. It's a complete yoga.
You don't have to tell me. I know. I'm aware.
It's like, imagine, we're talking about like the energetic system, the nadis and the meridians, which now is being researched as the fascia, something that our ancestors knew 5,000 years ago, even perhaps before that. So it's like it's a science, and now modern science is like, epigenetics, bioelectricity in the body, piezoelectricity. It's been there since generations.
100%.
And we're just reconnecting with it. So sorry, I digress, and I will keep digressing.
I'll try my best to keep you on track, but I like the digressing.
This one yoga session led to several yoga sessions that led to a yoga teacher training. Now, this is in Singapore. Yoga teacher training, I was super, super, super blessed to have trained under Andre Lapa. He is this yoga master. And for him, it was not just about the body. It was going deep. It's going into the energetics, the awareness, the consciousness, and really going into the Vedic texts. And I was hooked. So it was like one teacher training led to many teacher trainings. And it's also a really interesting story how I started teaching. Like for me, yoga was something I was like, it was almost as though it came to me naturally. Like when you just resonate with something. It's not it wasn't a learning. It was a natural...
Like a knowing.
Yeah,
it's already in there. You feel like it's already right in you and you're just like waking it up again.
And it was like knowing, and it makes complete sense because I am from Pakistan and India came from the subcontinent, right? From India, the subcontinent, India and Pakistan were one. So it was like a ancestral land, like coming home, right? Even though I learned in Singapore, and I was blessed to have several great teachers. It was at Pure Singapore. It's like one of the best schools of yoga at that time. And so then I had several certifications. But it's interesting how I started teaching. So I had a friend, a college friend. We were at Smith together. And now I have moved. So from Singapore, I've moved to Pakistan. I've met my husband in this interim period. And that's how I knew he was the one. Because it's during this yoga period that I met him. And I went on a complete felt space. And I moved back to Pakistan. That's a whole different story, the trauma of moving back, we shall unravel some other day. But now I've moved back to Pakistan, and this college friend of mine is like, Salina, you have the certification. I'm coming over to, like, you're teaching me yoga. I don't care. And I'm like, okay, sure. And for me, like, my husband jokes that it is something like I could teach all day. Like I would be that yogi in an ashram all day teaching if it was up to me. But I've got life and I've got to do my life stuff. So I was like, all right. So next thing you know, she brought in her sister-in-law. Next thing you know, I'm teaching 30 people. And that was it. There was no looking back.
And it sounds like this has just come so naturally to you. So it's definitely, like we just said, like a knowing. It's a beautiful thing that you naturally have.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. And so I want to ask a couple of questions which are quite specific. It's about this world, but I think this is what people want to understand. Because not everybody knows as much, and I think they're interested. Like especially now, people's interests are like peaked when it comes to this. They may not know where to start though. So for people that might not understand, how does the body store emotional experience?
I love that question. Okay. So from 0 to 7, what you've observed, you've absorbed. Correct? You're with me. Now in the body, right, we've got emotions. What is emotion? Energy in motion. Now whatever emotions haven't been able to haven't been processed. Like, so let's say it's gotten too
Yeah.
overwhelming for the body to digest it. It gets stored in the body. So on a cellular level, it gets stored in the body. And when you are doing breath work, when you are moving the body, when you are connecting to your breath, to the field, and even when you're in therapy, right? A lot of it is unearthed, right? Now, modern science is calling it neurochemicals. In yogic terms, it's just samskaras. It's those emotional blockages almost.
Yes.
And then they get reactivated and then they release through the body, through the fascia. Now, again, fascia is this intricate web of network that connects everything to everything in the body. Now, in the past, when there was cadaver dissecting, the fascia would be released. Now, fascia is being researched 15 years. Now it's saying that the fascia holds all your emotional memory, right? Now, it's super interesting. So do you know that when you stretch and relax a muscle, your cells generate piezoelectricity? So literally, your entire body generates electricity.
Okay.
Just when you contract and relax a muscle. Now, think about it, that you are in a safe space where you're being led to go inwards. Your prefrontal cortex is relaxed.
Is this in therapy, you're saying?
I'm just saying in therapy or in a yoga session or in a spinal energetic session or in a Reiki session, you go into that inner space. Now your cells feel safe and they release. So all the emotions that you've suppressed, 0 to 7 or moving forward, it's all being released. Now, the beautiful thing is it's not only 0 to 7, it's also intergenerational because the body remembers, right? On a cellular level.
Like ancestral.
Ancestral. So now, again, there is science and there's research being done that your membranes, I forget the word, the plasma, there's a word for it, that surrounds the membrane is now being researched having ancestral DNA.
Wow.
Like,
so seriously. So you're carrying not just your own stuff. We are carrying all the good and the bad, the trauma and the amazingness of our ancestors. So, yeah, but that's a lot to.
It is.
That's a lot to unpack. Like, okay, so let's say you're feeling a bit off. You're feeling a bit stuck. You're feeling lethargic and super. Like you know you need to do something. What do you do? Where do you start?
All right.
Let's say I'll give myself as the example. I've been in this place also, and I know where I've started, but like as in it took me years of testing and trying things. But I've been in a place where I'm constantly tired. I cannot seem to enjoy the most basic joyful things. I'm just on this hamster wheel of going to work, coming back home, distracting myself by going out way too much because I can't sit down and be with myself. So you're just in a place where like, you know, this isn't right. You know, I shouldn't be feeling this way, but I don't know what to do about it. So what would you say?
Go for a walk.
But I did that. It didn't work.
Jump around. Activate the chi in your body. Dance, put on music, like a high vibration song. Just dance like no one's watching. Just move, shake, release. Allow the body to release.
Okay.
And that is the thing. We have this innate intelligence. Our body, so when you see those spinal energetic videos, I'm not doing anything. I am just directing energy from high energy areas into low energy areas. Just
so I think you should describe that video because
balancing the energy field. So I'm just holding space for you. Your body has the innate intelligence that it's unwinding wherever the energy is stuck, right? So we spoke about the emotions.
But I think you should just explain what that video is because people won't understand what that means. So the video is explain.
All right, so Spinal Energetics is a gorgeous modality where you come in prone position, so that's belly down, and I work with, I don't do anything. It's your innate intelligence that guides me to work on those regions that have subluxations, blocked energy. So I'm taking energy-rich areas and taking it into those regions that require the energy, and that's it. So the body moves, and it's a very
but it's quite freaky. Like when you showed me yesterday, I'm open to pretty much everything, but I was a little bit like, ooh, that's
so it resonated on a
it made me feel like I don't know if I'd ever try that.
Oh, interesting.
And that's not like me. Do you know what I mean? So
maybe you're not ready for it. So now I'm going to give you an example. So
I want to be ready for it, but yeah, maybe I'm not.
And you know the beautiful thing about the field is it will call you. I've come into your frequency, into your aura like for a reason.
Exactly.
And when you are ready, there's going to be something.
It'll just happen, yeah.
So tell you something really interesting. I had someone come to me for a session, and she at that time didn't tell me, but she was going through a really bad breakup, and she had a lot of she was going through a breakup. Now the interesting thing is her spine was kyphotic, like her heart, her body was protecting her heart, so she was like this, right? So she was on the table prone, and her position was like this. So as the field we worked, as I held space for her, like her body unwinded, and literally her shoulders just pushed back, and her spine just went straight. And just observing that, it's like just holding space for someone to release. It's like magic.
And so spinal, because it's spinal energetics, right? So obviously there's a focus on the spine. But is there
Can we get all nerdy?
Is there a common pattern which you see emotionally linked to the spine?
Ooh. All right. So let's get nerdy. The spine, all right, is the information highway, right? Yoga says you are as healthy as your spine.
You're as young as your spine as well,
Exactly,
right? Yeah.
Yes. Now, the spine has cerebral spinal fluid, this intelligent fluid moving from the brain. That's how it connects from the brain all the way down to the spine. Then your spine has, I'm just simplifying it, has nerves. Those nerves are then connected to your organs.
Okay.
Right? Now, if we bring in TCM and Qi into this, your organs store emotions, right? For example, the gallbladder has anger.
And liver as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we've got the lung and the large intestine having grief, right? And that's why you say my chest is hurting. And and it's all connected. Does that make sense? So we've got cerebral spinal fluid moving. We've got nerves going into the organs. So it's all like
But it stems from the spine.
Stems from the spine. And then in Spinal Energetics, we work on the cervical spine and the sacrum. And interestingly enough, they are both connected. And the cervical spine and the sacrum houses the most amount of meninges. Meninges is, you must have heard of meningitis.
Yes.
So meninges is this intelligent fluid, again, that communicates.
Wow.
Right? It's insane.
Sorry to cut you, but do you work on kids?
So it depends on their age. I like to work on the mothers.
So you feel the mother is the root of this first?
Yes. So
okay. I agree with that completely.
If a mom is clear and connected, regulated, and then the child feeds off that.
Okay.
And I also, exactly, it stems from the mother source, right? So once we've got a mom that's calm and collected, the child automatically, it flows through. Yeah.
I was just thinking of it more of which I agree with all of that. It's just thinking if a child, for instance, if you can work on a child between 0 to 7, it might really help them later. But anyways, is there any session that's really blown your mind that you've done?
Oh, so many of them.
Can you tell me about one?
All right. Okay. Ooh, it's really close to my heart, and I may start tearing.
That's
let
it out.
So I had someone come to me, and she shared with me before the session that she had lost her child at a really young age. The child was 8 months old, and we begin usually having cacao or blue lotus, and she shared with me. I held space. It was also an inner knowing that, when you're doing this kind of work, there's this inner knowing that everything is happening and happens for a reason. So before I have someone that comes to me that has crossed over, I see feathers. So I saw this baby feather. And then this person came in and shared this with me. It was almost as though that 8-month-old had sent his mom. The session started, and it was very profound. I also got a message that I shared with her. And that same evening, I flew to Singapore because my dad had broken his femur. So my dad is going through stage 4 cancer, and it's been a lot. and the medication he's on, it made his bones really brittle, and because of that he broke his femur just standing up. So it was like,
Wow.
I took that session and I flew out. And interestingly enough, I was also getting a pain on my right hip. It's crazy how we're all connected. I land there, I literally leave my suitcase, I go straight to the hospital, and that's the time my dad was being wheeled in post his surgery. And my mom was there, and I could tell my mom was like, I don't think I'll be able to. And a few, like 72 hours were critical in case he gets fever. And, we didn't know whether the cancer had gone into the bones. And you hear cancer and it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
And stage 4, let alone, right? It's like if it goes into any of the organs. Well, and my mom comes in and I look at my mom and straight I tell her, I'm like, Mom, this is the natural progression of life. May a child bury their parent. May a parent never bury their child.
Yeah.
And that was the message from that child.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to make me cry.
Yeah, that message, I channeled, like it wasn't, that message, it didn't come from me. It came like, yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Thank you for that message.
So like intense and very deep.
I told you,
and
that's
very
me,
profound.
sorry.
No, I mean, listen, I can relate to you a lot. Like, I really feel like we have a lot in common. But yeah, the thing with this kind of work is that it's very real life stuff.
And that's the thing, it is such real life stuff and you connect on such a deep level. Like a couple of days ago, I had someone tell me that, I've been to physio and my lower back pain hasn't gone, and I've done one session and it's gone. And I'm just like, whoa.
But this is also why I got into hypnotherapy, because I realized chronic autoimmune issues were relieved from people after doing hypnotherapy. And you realize then it's all emotion. It's all emotional.
Yeah.
And when you realize that, I think the way you see life really does change. It changed massively for me. You live differently. I think you
connect differently.
You connect with people differently.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So I have an ongoing joke with a bunch of my friends. And it's like, please do not ask Salina how she's feeling, because she will take that very literally. So it's like, I cannot do the, hi, how are you? I am good. It never ends with that. It's always, it has to be deeper. And it's just, now I've realized it's a gift.
It's a gift, and you just need to be around the right people. Because for someone like you to not be around the right people would be very hard.
Yeah, it is.
You know what? Or just it won't even. You just won't even connect.
You'll see me spacing out in a corner. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything about this journey that you've been on so far that's really surprised you? It's not all fairies and rainbows and dandy, right? Like I feel like you come out feeling great once you've really gotten over the hurdles. But I'm just throwing things out because I feel like it's not easy, but once you get past certain things, it becomes so amazing. But has anything surprised you about this journey?
I feel like this journey keeps surprising me. So I studied the fascia, as I told you, and I did it as a beautiful modality as MFR, fascia release, and yin. Beautifully put together. So going into the superficial fascia and then going into the deep fascia and connecting the two. And I remember at that time, like intellectually, I understood everything. But when I went into sessions experientially myself, and then I got visions of my grandparents, and
wow,
I was like, whoa,
like what's happening?
Is this?
Wow.
What is this? But there was also like a lot of excitement along with, isolation. Like when you're going through this, it's like not everyone understands it.
Yeah.
So it's a very isolating journey. But then also, when you come out of that isolation journey, you've literally expanded. And then to think that is how the universe is growing. There's contraction, expansion. So it's that contraction, isolation space that leads to that expansion. And in that expansion, like the more people you help, it's like, it intrigues me.
Yeah.
And now every time there's a contraction phase, I'm like, yay, what's the expansion going to be like? But then also
that's a nice way to look at it.
But then also being present with the contraction and holding space for it, right? Rather than being like, oh, what's the next? What's the next? And that for me has been my 40s journey. Just be. Yeah.
Be and let be.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to a point where you felt that, well, I guess that was your pivot. I was going to say that you can't live this way anymore, but I guess that was like when you were in banking.
So that's another pivot was when, as we were talking earlier, when I moved to Dubai.
Yeah.
That was a big pivot for me, and I held so much judgment for this city, so much judgment, and I felt like I wasn't ready. What is this land going to offer me? And I just looked at the superficial, and I think that's a part of me that was being reflected to me. And I really believe everything is a reflection of you, right?
I agree.
It was a part of me that was reflecting back to me, and a part of me that I was ready to release the judgment of myself, right? So that was another pivot, moving. And then letting this land open up for me, and now just being so grateful and humbled by this land. And I'm just so grateful that there are people that understand this. I'm completely fully booked. I do retreats; those are fully booked. Like, Allah's just been so kind, and I'm just like so humbled. And
that's incredible.
It's been like it's really like it's been heart expansive, and yeah, it's been a beautiful pivot.
Do you have your own space? So do you like work from a specific space, or what do you do?
So I work from home. And the field just invites, like, people reach out to me from Instagram. I've had people fly in for sessions from all across the world. And they just find me on Instagram, and I work from home.
Yeah.
And much to my husband's dismay, and he keeps saying, let me open a space for you. But I just feel like home is who I am.
Yeah.
And then if I'm to open a space, because I had my own studio in Pakistan, I got investment banking on it. Like, and no, I want it to flow.
I think if things are working, you don't have to change much. If
Sorry,
things are
Zamin.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, please go, please leave. No, but if it's working, then that's wonderful. And okay.
And I do conduct group sessions at this beautiful place called Seva. I love it. And it's just so wholesome. It's so like
Where in Seva? Upstairs?
Upstairs.
Okay.
And then we do in the roof. And then I do with a fellow, with a sound healer. And we do these collab sessions. And now we're doing like a...
But for instance, in a group session, what happens? Like, guide me through that.
The field just takes over. And if I would love for you to come for a session.
I'd love to come for a session.
I just want you to experience. Because people tell me I'm good at what I do, and I'm like, oh, all right. But it's honestly
sure
not me. There's I'm
something
just
else
the
is happening.
So what happens in a group session? I just read the energy in the room. I start with some breath work, some movement, something that gets them connected to themselves, divine. And then it ends with sound. So think of like a complete nervous system reset.
Oh, very nice.
Like a complete release and reset. Yeah.
And okay, let's say somebody who would be booking your one-on-one sessions, come to your house and do this. Like, what would you need to be feeling to call you up and say, I need a session in Spinal Energetics? Do you know what I mean?
What just came to me is those that are ready to release that which no longer grows them, empowers them. Yeah.
Can I come?
Come.
I really want to give this a go. I'll get over my fear of...
So in my sessions, I do mixed modalities. So at some point you'll see me doing spinal. At some point I will be placing my hands on your crown, be doing some Reiki. We'll make you do some 7 energy center breath work, some fascia release. So it's going to be like whatever your body wants. It's almost as though your body tells me what it wants done.
It's not a one-size-fit-all for everybody. You have to just work with who's in front of you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so group session and one-on-one session, book me up. Please.
It would be a pleasure.
Did motherhood change any part of this journey for you?
Ooh, what a beautiful question. It changed me on a cellular level. Like, it's taught me so much. And I feel like my kids are my biggest teachers.
Yeah.
And my kids just make me want to be a better version of myself, a better human being. And my 10-year-old and my 5-year-old, they are both so, and all kids are, like, not my kids are any specialer than anyone else's kids. They're just so connected. And if you can just connect with them, it's like a resource, like a reservoir of energy.
And it's a mirror,
life
it's a
force
mirror
energy,
as well.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, so for me, I take my sessions all the way up until school pickup. Unless it's someone that's like, Salina, I really need to come in at this time.
Yeah.
Like, please just
But
slot
you try
me
to
in.
clock off.
I will. I clock off.
Yeah.
And after that, it's like, I'm a mom completely. And it's like the biggest gift. So how motherhood changed me? I was like, go, opened a yoga studio, had a cold pressed juice bar, had a natural cosmetic company. This is all back home in Pakistan. And when I had Aiden, I was still a bit go. And then I had Bashar, and I love his name. It's from the Quran, glad tidings. Like, even, and I read this ayat where it was like, even during dark time, there is glad tidings. And so even during your dark time, there is some gift Allah has for you, right? And when I had Bashar is when it was a hot yoga studio I had, and I closed the studio, and I was like, you know what, this is it. I fully acknowledge and accept motherhood. I'm not going to run around.
That's really amazing, because I think subconsciously, a lot of us who have become moms are rejecting the change.
Yeah.
Not consciously. Like, you just are not accepting this full role just yet, because it's a big shift.
It is.
So it's nice that you were like, you know what? I need to do this.
And it did take
fully.
It did take a lot from me, because ever since I was in college, I was working through college. I liked making my own pocket money. I didn't like it when my dad was like, all right, I've given you this much this month. Where did it go? I'd be like, no, I'm not accountable to no.
Yeah. I'm an adult. I'm just going to go make my own money now.
And for me, that was like also, once again, another pivot, because it was very humbling now, just being okay with where I was, and then letting my husband take care of me, which did take a lot. Like, it was hard for me.
I think it's one of the most sort of feminine things you can do.
And that's exactly what it is. It's
if you can, and if you have the ability or means to do that, and lean into this feminine vibe, and let your husband take care of you.
It's the divine feminine. And Yasmin,
but that's not allowed. But that's not allowed anymore.
But
you know?
But Yasmin, can I tell you something super beautiful? And this is me going completely vulnerable. As I let him take over, and as I embodied my feminine, he got more and more successful.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we can afford this now?
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
it was insane.
Yeah, I think it's also in the Quran, like, there's a saying that if you take care of something about taking care of the wife, like, if her needs are met in all ways, the blessings for him. Something, am I right? I think I might be butchering that completely, but I'll find it. But yeah, I think if you're happy and safe, like, not safe, survival safe, like, you're safe and able to let your guards down and lean into the feminine, it does wonders for everybody. For your children to see their mom as a sort of a bit more gentle and soft, and not in survival mode, and not in the masculine, like the masculine of earn, make, provide support. Like, we're not supposed to actually be in that role.
I love that this is what you've mentioned, because I wanted to talk about it, and I was like, I don't know how it's going to be perceived, but absolutely. And it is so powerful. Like, accepting your divine gifts.
Yeah.
It's like a game changer, and the whole household feeds off that energy.
I agree.
It's like, it's tangible.
I agree. Look, I still think having your income is really important. I just feel like once you allow for a change in that, and like, I think, look, both is really important, but how do I say it?
No,
It's
I
like
completely understand.
start with that first, and then the
that will
blessings come.
and
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah. And the right work will come, and the right
Absolutely.
opportunities will come, versus this pushing and forcing.
And this tug of war with the
This
self.
tug of war, exactly.
And I've been part of this tug of war for so long. I come from a business family where both my grandfathers were brilliant in their own rights, and I am a second daughter to a Pakistani family. I was not meant to be a girl. I was meant to be a boy. So I had this constant doing, proving.
I'll be as good as.
I will, and I am gonna earn. And it was like putting,
Which you did, right?
Which I
you did all
did.
of that.
I did.
Yeah, and then you see
and
wasn't made for you.
it wasn't made for me. It literally was putting weights off my shoulders.
Yes.
And now I've also realized you need so little to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And I feel like we're kind of coming towards the end of the podcast, which flew, by the way.
Did,
that
by the
literally
way.
flew.
That
but I
was-
think, I was going to end with, if somebody feels disconnected, then what would you advise them to do?
Just breathe with your breath.
It's as simple as that, isn't
Your
it?
breath is like, sometimes I'm like, whoa, I'm getting paid to teach people how to breathe. That is it. Like, so let's just do it right now together.
I just took a deep breath as you said that, by the way, because I don't.
Just go connect with your inner body. Just take a deep breath. Inhale. Allow the breath to enter in through your nostrils. Brush past your palate. And now gently take this breath all the way down your spine. Allow the belly to balloon. And as you exhale, allow those shoulders to drop. Soften your jaw, soften your temples. And connect with your essence. We're going to go into heart-centered breathing. Inhale into the front of the heart. Open your mouth, release a ha. Inhale into the back of your heart. Open your mouth, release a ha. Inhale into the center of the heart. And as you exhale, release, knowing that you are the light that emanates from within.
Guys, that was the best way to end it, and also give them a little breathing thing that they can do on the other end of this.
That's all you need.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in
thank
on
you
such
for
short
having me.
notice. This was clearly meant to be. You are a wonderfully intense light. Wonderfully.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to do your workshops and your one-on-one sessions.
Thank you.
And we'll give an update after that.
Perfect.
Welcome to Pivot.
Thank you.